Michael Smith has won every single one of them. This could be 2-0. Bullseye for Super Ted.
105.
Well, he wasn't going to tee that up, play the percentages, went straight for the bullseye, missed it. He will be back now because Michael Smith
62.
cannot check out 161. So Ted Evetts now looking at 25, looking at 9, and finding it to leave double 8 with 2 darts in hand, and converting to go 2 up. And let's have it right. Ted Evetts is a very decent operator, and it would be unfortunate if his career were to be remembered for being the answer to the quiz question, who did Fallon has the better conversion rate on the outer ring.
And legs like this are only going to further increase that gap in the averages, you would think, assuming Michael Smith can see this off with relatively little stress. Double 16. Okay, you'll come back, looking to hit that double 8 again.
$140.
And that's just a tap on the shoulder. It makes no difference. Michael Smith back within 1 again.
Forgotten that he wasn't here months and months ago.
Now this could be, if not the decisive blow, certainly a decisive blow, because
92.
Ted Evetts now is in great shape to break again and go 5-2 up, go 3 up with 4 to play. He wants tops when he returns
59.
here.
A 5-2 and another break. Double 10.
20.
All 3 missed, and Michael Smith, treble 19 for 2 tops would be his usual route for this. It has to be perfect, and it isn't going to be, so Evetts gets yet more opportunities.
45.
Well, a pretty lackadaisical visit there from the bully boy, and Ted Evetts back for double 10, where he's already hit that twice in the match so far. Check, make that 3, and that is a very important leg, a very important break. Maxi 140 to leave 196 after 6. And if he goes out in a dozen darts or fewer here, there won't be much that Evetts could do about it.
$140.
Flip side, Ted Evetts sees off the 1-2-1. It's done.
60.
Match winning opportunity. That's the 1. So now it's a set-up turn. 120 left. Can he leave tops? Can, 81. My word.
Match starts incoming for Ted Evetts. A
96.
man who had never beaten Michael Smith in 8 years of trying. 7 defeats from 7 matches. This to win it, and to win it comfortably as well. Double 10 again. And Super Ted with a super performance sees off the world number 2 in the very first round. Michael Smith, the number 18 seed, is beaten, and pretty well beaten in the end.
Yeah, produced some sparkling stuff at the World Cup for Sweden, the Dutch-born Swede. Huybrechts, well, we know what he's done for Belgium at the World Cup. Really has lit up that stage with some feisty arrowsmithery. With his brother Ronnie and with Dimitri van den Berg. Subject of much World Cup discussion about their relationship, but not this afternoon, Daniel.
140.
No, not this afternoon. If Graaf choosing to leave double 18. Okay. Electing eventually to leave double 14. And pinning double 14 to hold throw pretty convincingly in the opening leg. But something he doesn't have to worry about right now. As for Kim Huybrechts, he is side the World Championship spots at the minute, and so to win this game would put him within 500 quid of being there.
34.
You can see how important these tournaments, this triple header in Wigan this week could be the difference.
96.
Somebody like Kim Huybrechts can get into the Worlds and not.
Jeffrey de Graaf is going to have a look at 73 here
64.
to extend his advantage to 2 legs. Dean would leave a dart at double top. Oh, that's a lovely finish.
First breaker throw. Oh, that's a maximum for Kim Huybrechts. I'll give him a shot at de Graaf.
100.
Told you the 180s were the big difference makers, Dan, didn't I?
Yeah, I think he did. He did something along
To
those
leave
lines.
160. To leave 160 for tops. And that would have been cleaning up 340 in 6 darts. As it is, he'll need 7. Or will he even get a chance, I wonder? Oh, that's close, but it's not in. Much to Kim Huybrechts' relief, I'm sure. Studying concentration here, the Belgian.
And what a setup shot from Jeffrey de Graaf. Huybrechts a bit fortunate that didn't end up in the double 15, because double 10 is pinned second dart to get the break straight back.
And whilst that can be turned around, it's very difficult.
Jeffrey de Graaf there, I don't think he was thinking clearly anyway. If he had pinned the treble 20 with his last dart, he left 159, which is a bogey number. Is he going to try and do something a bit more tactical this time? Yes, he is, bringing the 19s into play to go back to the treble 20 to leave a 2-dart finish.
32 left.
Game
And that is a 14-dart break of throw from Kim Huybrechts, and the Hurricane blowing a bit hotter now. You'd say on the numbers, this is a good performance, but he's on the brink of defeat.
177.
Certainly is now, because Jeffrey de Graaf has left himself a potential match-winning shot. A decent response from Huybrechts, but it leaves an awkward 129.
Another. Oh, it just deflected underneath the wire. May have felt good when it left his hand, but in any regard, a decent position here, because as Dan just alluded to, that 129 is not to be confused with an easy finish. 19s. He's 110, so treble 20 would leave the ball, does leave the ball.
104.
Is that the last dart that Kim Huybrechts throws in Wigan today? Because it's 68 again for Jeffrey de Graaf. Match dart for the Swede, double 18. Won't be rushed.
32.
But he could yet be beaten.
Kim Huybrechts now trying to save his skin. Has 2 darts in hand, and he's looking at double 8. Oh, yes, Kim. Well, see what he meant to him. See how he enjoyed it as he stokes the fire and fans the flames. Here, Huybrechts 47 adrift as he toes the oche, and now in front. Ploughing on. There's some tune. And he likes that music. So Huybrechts, he doesn't leave a finish, but what could he do? The maximum was the best he could do to leave 166, but 2 visits from there ought to get the job done. Will get the job done.
Graaf having his worst leg of the match. Kim Huybrechts putting in one of his better ones. 86 left, 54 to leave himself.
98.
And would have left match darts at 32. But it's that 68 which keeps cropping up in this game.
And very much a petard shot here, because de Graaf
45.
has been fancying himself on 68. Huybrechts goes a different route, went for the treble 20. 36 scored, leaves double 16. And that's a match start to the Belgian. And he's going to get more down here.
He is. De Graaf had the 68 for the match. He couldn't take it. Kim Huybrechts had it, couldn't take it, but he didn't matter because de Graaf was not close enough. And de Graaf is beaten. Kim Huybrechts did not lead at any point in that contest until right at the very end. And Huybrechts, the Belgian, averages round about a ton in that one to book his place in round 2. There you have it, just over a ton in the end, 50% on the doubles, but surviving a match start in the process.
Beautiful last start from Beaton.
72.
So for another hold, possibly in 14 darts once more. 15 maybe. Important dart.
Game
and
shot.
Snares it. So Steve Beaton back in front, as he has been twice previously in the match. He led 1-0, he led 2-1, he leads 3-2. On the previous two occasions, Beaton has led.
59.
Clayton has levelled immediately of the Pro Tour and the Players' Championships.
80.
Loose last start from Beaton. Clayton like 2 trebles, but he too drifts off the straight.
85.
That gets him down to a finish, but it's Beaton first in at 145. Can't go here. How low can he go?
59.
6 of these tournaments previously, but he won't be going out on 160.
140.
But he will be leaving it very handy. So Steve Beaton here, and this might be a dart at the bullseye, and it is. Dart at the bullseye.
51.
Went very safe, didn't he, with that single to make sure he got a shot at the bull. Look at those, couldn't be any closer. Oh,
No
wow.
score.
Jonny Clayton cannot believe that one of those 3 didn't hit the target.
32 left, big moment here for Beaton.
Game shot.
And Steve Beaton now really has the cushion he was looking for. He's 4-2 up here, Steve.
He's left himself on double A.
Be another hold, it'll be a 3-leg lead. It'll be 3 up with 4 to play. For the switch. Double 2.
12.
Oh, stabby dart, and 3 darts and double missed by the Adonis. Is this the lifeline?
Double 16.
Game
It is a
shot.
lifeline. Jonny Clayton steals the leg and he's now throwing to level up the match, and Steve Beaton stands at the back of the hockey.
140.
So Wessel Nijman goes 6 perfect darts into a leg over on streaming board 1. He was very impressive, averaged over 103 in his first round match. Here, Beaton after 9 on 81. I think any player at this level would take that after 9 darts.
Double 13.
68.
Now then, 1-2-1 for Clayton. It's on. Oh, not anymore. Well, that is a darting disaster. Missed the big number.
81.
Will Beaton make him pay? 5 for double 4, and he gets
Game
it.
shot.
Well, once again, Jonny Clayton was in with a shout there of breaking the Beaton throw, and that's becoming a common occurrence in this match. Jonny, find a big treble he can.
100.
Okay.
$58.
Clayton favourite from here, you would say. And certainly now, or very much so.
140.
81. He will have a look at that.
92.
No, Clayton should get at least 1 shot at the bull. That's big 19, so 12. This time hits a single, needs bull for the match.
56.
Well, he wasn't a million miles away, so Beaton to stay in it and win it needs 110.
Gonna get a dart at double now. He picks tops. He misses
90.
tops. Interesting choice. Thought he might choose double 16. He didn't. He now has to watch and wait and hope as Clayton hits
Game
double 8 to
shot
knock
and
Steve
a match.
Beaton out in an absolute nail biter, an absolute thriller. Oh, aye, aye.
140.
This is a potential break opportunity for Jelle Klaasen.
47.
Baetens has left to finish, but it's a much bigger one than the 90. Needs the red bit. Couldn't use the marker.
65.
Now then, why?
140.
Klaasen to tidy up 25 for a break of throw. Double 4. 2.
Game
Gets
shot.
there. First break goes the way of Klaasen. not having to pick and choose, but they're choosing to pick and choose now, and that comes with its own risks as well.
It comes with risks, but there's only so much petrol in anybody's tank, isn't there? You can't. It's very difficult to play every day and every week with the travelling, staying in hotels. Eventually,
45.
start to run out of fuel. I mean, Luke Humphries alluded to it last week in Leicester. He said he was exhausted.
Yes.
Game
Look
shot.
at that. That is a nice way to break back for Andy Baetens. 146. That will lift his spirits. That was a fine checkout. First job is to get to round 2.
Indeed, he can worry about that when he gets there, Mark, can't he?
He can. Making a good fist of this though. Back to back 140s, and he's down to 124 after 9. And Klaasen now. Well, he needs Baetens to mess up from here.
2 visits. They only need the 1. Can tee up what he wants here. 64 left, double 8 left now after that treble.
Game
and
shot
Andy
and
Baetens finishes with the fireworks. Had a ton plus outshot earlier, 146. He finishes with that 124. And Andy Baetens beats Jelle Klaasen 6 legs to 3. And he marches on into round 2. He certainly was really buzzing at that time of year. There was talk of Premier League places, wasn't there? And he didn't manage to pick up the big title until the new year. And of course, the Masters
140.
Yeah, very emotional, Stephen Bunting, you know, to get that Masters, because he's had his downs as well. It hasn't been high after high in the world of darts. Stephen knows what it's like to win big competitions and what it's like not to be playing well. As he looks at this 90 finish, had the luxury there starting downstairs.
Game shot.
That's the way to do it. Opponent way back on 236, and with Jermaine Wattimena, you don't get time to even breathe.
Luke Littler and Luke Humphries are in opposite halves of the draw, so the earliest they could meet will be the final today.
99.
This evening, round about 6 o'clock local time. But of course, we're at the last 32 stage, so there's many slips that could happen for both of those ace Arrowsmiths between now and the final.
100.
Yeah, really good play there from Stephen. The fact Jermaine missed that 25 to leave a finish. Again, Bunting didn't need to go the champagne way for the 132. Laid it up for his favoured double 16. Yeah. Go back in the lead in this game. He had control early doors.
Blade, last start in hand,
16.
and Stephen Bunting for the second leg in this match has missed 3 at a double.
Game
and it's
shot.
costly, very costly. Overly disappointed if he doesn't, because he knows it's really on his darts now.
140.
Fantastic response here.
140.
Two great players just demonstrating their qualities right now. They both look very settled. Certainly in the case of Wattimena, you could argue Bunting's a little bit ruffled. You wouldn't think so. It's double 18.
Game shot.
Outstanding. Have to fancy Bunting from here. It's gone with Baetens, hasn't it? Opening 2 legs to Bunting, 4 on the spin for Wattimena.
96.
A potential 4 on the spin here for Bunting to see the match out.
Oh, human beings love to see patterns in things, sometimes when they don't exist, Glenn. But Ben thinks he's spotted a trend here. But can Wattimena hold on to his throw?
120.
Yeah, be frustrated with that, because you're thinking of the 170 finish, you're thinking of the 132 finish. Here comes Wattimena. Maybe we are going the distance.
And Wattimena has left all the 4s, 44. .72 left here for Stephen Bunting. Double 16 could be the target. Or treble 12.
100.
I have to say, Wattimena look composed in the background there. Not something you often associate with Jermaine.
Game shot.
Maybe that's the reason why. And you've got quality where 99 is simply not enough. Stephen Bunting is a ton ahead plus these. You can see that finishing line. 1 treble will be the plan. That was a bit of a snatchy dart, the second one.
100.
The last one was sublime.
$100.
So Stephen Bunting has 2 visits to the Oki here to clean up 124 and progress to the last 16 here in Wigan. This is good enough.
92.
Good enough. That's leave. Double 16 is preferred double after a dozen darts. A superb final leg on throw by any metric.
40.
It's been fast, it's been rapid, it's been pacey. It's been great. It's gone down to a last leg thrill, and it's Stephen Bunting that gets over the line. It's a pretty dejected look there from Jermaine Wattimena, but he played his part in a cracking game.
Was astonishingly high quality.
100.
Gary Anderson is coming away from the board after scores of a ton, furious with himself. And why not? Because scores of a ton are bringing his average for the day down.
140.
Be a little opportunity here. Double chance shot for Luke Humphries. Well, if there is going to be any faff, it's going to be about Gary's counting, you would imagine.
137.
Left double 12. Nothing wrong with the final analysis, but Luke Humphries wants the treble above that dart to leave bull. Oh, yes. The bullseye, a big bullseye. Well, it's the same size as it ever was, but in terms of the context of the match.
If it was a bit bigger, he might have hit it.
Fair point. It's a small target, but it was a big moment. That's a big moment. It's 3-0 Anderson.
Yeah. So if he is tired, it's not. His performance levels are still excellent.
174.
But they're going to need to be to compete with the red-hot Anderson. This is good. This is very good. Can leave 62 and does so.
180.
Well, Anderson, could he really rub Humphries' nose in it here? He can't. That would have been a double break.
95.
Luke Humphries is forced to take out 62 with one dart at the double. Double 16. Oh yes, well, you're going to hand it to him there because he knew that had he missed, he was in severe danger of going 4 behind. He didn't miss. Well, there were those, and I recall discussing this with you, Dan,
140.
at the end of a World Championship, a couple of World Championships ago, when we speculated and people speculated it was all but over for Gary Anderson, and he was, you know, he needed to go to European Tour events to maintain ranking, and we speculated he wouldn't do so and it would just go downhill and he'd jack it in. The opposite has happened. And when he says he doesn't practice much, he just wants to turn up and throw darts, you have to laugh, don't you? Because everyone knows that Gary Anderson is practicing. You don't put 3 darts on a pinhead without practicing, no matter how naturally talented you are.
He has had these sessions with Ryan Searle, but ultimately, if you're turning up and playing the Pro Tour events, you're getting quite a lot of practice anyway. And you're getting a lot more if you're winning. Because you go through round by round by round, and Gary Anderson is playing dozens and dozens and dozens of competitive matches on the Pro Tour, and he's winning far more often than he's losing.
130.
It's a good visit from Luke Humphries, but the good visit only puts him on 100 when Gary Anderson is looking to make it 5-1. Is it double-double? It is. There's the first. Cannot
76.
get double top for a 5-1 lead.
So Humphries forced to take out 100 to hold throw. Double here on tops. Yes, 1, 2.
Game shot.
Anderson hit 1 dart at double, couldn't hit the second. Humphries went double. And Anderson knows that's now a standard finish. Going back 10, 20 years, there would have been... Anderson here has been sublime. And you'd have to say, daft as though this might have sounded at the start of the match, Dan, that Humphries has done well to get a couple of legs.
Yeah, he has. He's not been poor in this game at all, Luke Humphries. He has been limited in his opportunities.
Yes. And he's had to pull a few rabbits out of hats to get a couple. Oh, look at this from Anderson now.
100.
And I'm not sure there's a hat big enough to produce such a enormous rabbit for Luke Humphries to turn this game around, because it's not going to happen, is it? Because Gary Anderson to wrap it up with an 11 darter and another sensational performance, double top. Can he be stopped? Luke Humphries can't do it. He has played 4 games today, Gary Anderson, and he gets better and better with every single one. The average has gone from 104 to 107, 111, and now 114 for the Flying Scotsman. He is through to the quarterfinals and looks untouchable. Look at the whole year. Wessel Nijman's in the top 10. He's producing a better average than Luke the Nuke Littler over the events in 2024.
100.
Saying something. Hasn't won as many games, hasn't won as many titles. Standard has been excellent.
And the theory is, as the data analyst will tell you, if you keep playing at that level, then the results must surely follow. at this. And like Ratajski before him, he can stay there because his opponent's not on a finish and he can leave double 12 after 12. Krzysztof wants to 140 and he's going to get it. Beautiful setup shot from the pole. Will it pay dividends? No, it will not.
Shot.
It's a game of very few mistakes so far, isn't it? Now then, Wessel Nijman making a move, his third 180. It's against the dart and it's early in the leg. He did get one against the throw earlier in the match, but it was too little too late. This time it gets to ratchet the pressure up on Ratajski, and it's stolen the darts effectively here.
As now for sure. Another yes to leave 1-2-1. Great leg this from Nijman. And it could be decisive if he checks that out. It'll give him all sorts of breathing space.
137.
1-2-1 plays 1-1-2. 17 required for Nijman, which he has. Bullseye to break and lead 4-2.
96.
They've both had a chance to break now, but Nijman could get more.
Could get more, but will he? Will. He will.
52.
And he'll have 2 darts at double here, all things being equal, if he can hit the big number. 9 for double 8 for 4-2. He knows how significant this is.
Game shot.
He knows it. He's in total command. More than that, he's on a 9-dart leg.
180.
Wessel Nijman, the 24-year-old from the Netherlands. He is a special talent, but he hasn't had a special
45.
perfect leg in PDC darts. It could be now. It could be here. It's not. And now the attention turns to just winning the leg and moving to the brink of victory and a spot in the semi-finals.
11 darts will do the job just as well, Dan, won't it, in the end?
140.
18. Leave him 2 darts in hand at double top. There it is, to go 5-2 up in a race to 6.
And your opinion was, Rod, that Gary Anderson would have to dip significantly for that to happen from his 114 average in the previous game. Gary Anderson's averaging 115.5 and is still losing to Dom Taylor.
Told you.
137.
I mean, what it shows you is that the standard that's required to win a darts match in a Players' Championship has never been higher. You don't see many games being won with 80s now, do you?
We don't talk about them. We'll be talking about this as a comeback from Krzysztof. Ratajski, double 4 is missed, and Nijman gets match darts. For yet another victory, for yet another excellent display from the young Dutchman. Nearly left double 1 there. He has left double 16.
To close the curtains on this contest. There it is. Wessel Nijman with a brilliant mid-match burst to surge clear of the pole. Poland's #1 player, Krzysztof Ratajski.
You want to be in that 16 and be in the seeded positions.
When he arrived this morning, I was thinking at least they haven't got the thought process of Grand Prix, but you know, some of these players will be thinking of match play next year. I don't think this man in your picture will be. It's double 6.
82.
For a 3-0 lead. Stephen Bunting in his last game against Ted Evetts was up against it at 2-0 down. He had a similar type finish to this, and it proved to be a real turning point. It's bullseye.
Game shot.
I guess Littler to a finish first, but Bunting should get to a much better one from here.
$84.
Not as good as it should have been.
The 170 for Littler. What really motivates him there? He could look at the bullseye, but of course, what am I thinking? He loves double 15. Got to get used to this modern way of going now.
Treble 17 is not found. Luke Littler, he leaves this double 15 regularly, right next to his favourite double. Leaves it at the end of 9 darters. Pins it there for a 13 darter and a 3-1 lead, and it's the 3rd consecutive breaker throw, and just when the bullet was looking to level things up, he's pushed back. If he's going to experiment with different things, then he's going to have to live with the consequences that sometimes the experiment is not going to work. And if you're changing your entire technique, then there is going to be a sort of period of breaking it in. I mean,
100.
I'm with you. It's mad. Why would you change something that works so well when it's a game all about repetition? But it feels like he's just playing with the sport at the very elite level.
59.
Might just get bored of hitting 9 darters and just try something new.
Team for double 10. Double 5 comes to his aid. 4-2.
140.
On the bullseye. All the 15s. Double 20 to leave the ball. Ooh, well, it's the Rod Harrington route. It wasn't the exact Rod Harrington checkout. Wouldn't take it out. Stephen Bunting, treble 18. 20 for double 16. Oh, 12 for tops then.
50.
The new one there for Stephen. The double 16 hasn't gone his way as much as he'd hoped it. Double 10 has for Luke Littler so far. Big dart.
5.
We've only had one hold of throw in this game. It was in the very first leg of the match. Because that is another break of throw, and it's chaos in this game. Can't even leave a finish from 3-6-4. Time is running out for Stephen Bunting. That at least keeps him vaguely in the hunt.
Certainly does now. That's a lateral drift there, but the treble 19 and the treble 16.
110.
And I just shut up after the first dart.
Relying on Littler missing.
58.
Even the best can miss 3 clear darts at double. 6. Double 3
Game
is
shot.
found. Luke Littler holds it together.
The head plus these and finding that treble with real ease at the moment in this leg.
But they've started to turn up more regularly for Stephen Bunting in this game. If he hits his best little spell of the match here, he could yet get his nose in front.
58.
Needs to see this off to level, and then can he really attack the Littler throw?
11 darter, double 16. It's that
28.
experiment with that tops and those 2 dart combinations. Thinking, I wonder if that double 16 hasn't been his friend today. No dramas. Littler's way back on 260.
100.
Double 8 for 5 all. Is
Game
found.
shot.
13 darter. Excellent leg of darts from Stephen Bunting, but he now needs to find another.
58.
Semi-final looks like it's going the distance. Stephen's got total control. It's his to lose for me this leg. Again, on his throw, all of a sudden he's finding that treble with real ease.
135.
300 points clear of Luke Littler at the start of this visit, Stephen Bunting.
135.
Tidy this up and then sweep into the last leg decider where we can have a real go at Littler. That's the plan. Double 16.
54.
Once again, maybe saving that for when he really needs it at the end. Sure, there's even a part of Luke saying, hit it, Stephen, let's go down to the decider. And I'll start with the max.
180.
All of a sudden, this double 16 looks trickier. But not too
Game
tricky
shot.
for the bullet. And once again, these two will have a last leg decider. Last time it was for the title. This time it's for a spot in the final.
Ton. Just don't feel it's enough right now. I think Stephen's got that bit between the teeth.
Desperately wants to stay on the 20s because a 140 leaves a finish. Yeah.
97.
You understand why he stayed there, and I think it was the right decision to move away once he didn't find it with the second dart.
With a little come on, he wants a little 140 here. Trebles and just not there right now.
60.
Big chance for Stephen Bunting.
Oh, it's getting huge, this chance. It's magnificent. Is he staying there? I thought he might do, because he got the marker darts, and another treble would have left single to double. As it is, he should get 1 match dart. He could get 2.
But 74 points for the match. If he was offered that before he started, say yes, please. Huge moments for Stephen Bunting. He's in the form of his life. This would be an incredibly big win. Double 16 as he saved it for the end.
58.
Match darts missed by Bunting. Littler, 92. He's got a decision to make. Is it at the ball or treble 20? To the treble. Now 2 doubles, surely. And he could not get them, and Bunting gets more chances.
47.
And it's thrown away that last dart, Luke Littler. Couldn't get the 14. He will have to burn a dart to get match darts if he's allowed back, and he may not be. Stephen Bunting with his last dart beats Luke Littler in a last leg decider. Littler took the title when they met the first time in a last leg shootout. Bunting gets a measure of revenge. Look at that, so many darts at double missed over the course of this game. 87 the highest checkout, only a 92 average to win it, but forget about the numbers, because Bunting is in the final and he has a chance to pick up a rare ranking title. It'd be his first for 3 years, but to do that, he'll have to deny Wessel Nijman his first title in senior darts in the PDC.